Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas for UFC 181 alongside the UFC lightweight champion Anthony Pettis, who meets Gilbert Melendez this Saturday live on pay-per-view. Anthony, it feels like it's been so long since we've seen you at one of these preparing for a fight. What's it like for you knowing finally you're just 72 hours away?
It's amazing, man. I mean, it was a long year for me. I mean, from the injuries to just watching all these fights, my division get better and progress, and not being able to defend my title. So I'm back. I'm healthy. I'm 100%. I'm ready to go.
How is this, Anthony, different than the one we saw in Milwaukee as you were the contender trying to get that title? Now you're the king of the hill.
And that's the crazy thing. I don't feel like I'm the king of the hill. I mean, even though I have this belt next to me, I had the belt for the year, I haven't got to defend it. I haven't got how it feels to be a champ yet. And I won the belt, found out I had to have surgery right away. So it was like I didn't get to feel how it feels yet. So this is my real fight right here. This is going to be like the homecoming of the champ, of the UFC lightweight champ.
So you're one of those champs who feel like until you defend it successfully, you're not the champion. Is that accurate?
I don't know yet. I think I got to ask that question as well. I mean, I know I'm the best in the world, but now it's just keep proving it, time and time again. So just because I have the belt, I'm not going to add pressure on myself. I'm going to go out there and fight the way I always fight and not change anything up.
Do you feel like you've lost some momentum as far? Again, you're in your prime, you're a young guy, but you haven't fought in a year and a half, and you would have been able to return earlier if not for the show. So how do you feel about that time off?
No, I don't think I could have. I mean, I could have returned earlier, but it doesn't really affect the momentum. I feel like my last, even the Lozon fight, I had a shoulder surgery before that. I finished him in the first round. Cerrone fight, I had a long time off between that one and the Henderson fight. So no, I don't think I lost any momentum at all. It's just this is what I've been doing my whole life. I mean, I've been fighting since I was 5 years old. And I'm just going to go out there and just have fun. If I have fun out there and I fight my fight, no one can stop me.
My math might be a tiny bit off, but I think it's in the last 33 months, you fought just 3 rounds and a collective like 8+ minutes. Are you jonesing to get a little more of a sweat in there, or do you like these quick fights?
I like the quick fights because it shows how good I really am, but I think the fans don't get to appreciate it. They're like, oh, Pettis is lucky, he's lucky, he's lucky. It's always luck, right? So I'm like, all right, let me get a guy. Gilbert Melendez might be that guy. Let me get a guy that can take me to deep waters and show how good I really am, how much heart I have, how much wrestling, I've gotten better at wrestling and jiu-jitsu. My striking has how it's on another level. So I've been 25 minutes with Henderson before. If it goes 25, I'm prepared for that. But I don't know, if it happens quick again, the fans know I'm just that good.
That being said, though, just from reading some of your comments, I get the impression that you feel, and just you being honest, which I appreciate, that Gilbert really isn't on your level. Like, you don't feel like he does anything or brings anything to the table that concerns you in any way. Is that accurate?
No, I think I think he does concern me. He's a very durable guy. I built him up so much in my head that it's just like, man, this guy's gonna come take this belt from me, and that's what I need. If I build somebody up that way, that makes me train harder. That makes my focus that much more intense. In the media, I say what I can say to make myself feel good about myself. But this guy's gonna come try taking his belt. I mean, he has the opportunity to change his life, and I know how it felt to be on that side. So I'm feeding off of that as well.
This fight was announced in February. Are you almost tired of thinking about this guy?
Yes, it's been a long time watching tape on this dude. I've been, coaching the Ultimate Fighter show with him. Only cool thing is he's not an asshole, man. He's like one of them guys that very professional. So it's time to fight. We knew this was gonna happen. We're here two days away, and it's time to throw down.
How do you feel about how you came across on the Ultimate Fighter? Are you happy with it?
I stopped watching, man, honestly. I just got focused on my training camp. I watched the first round. I knew this round was like a little annoying with my team fighting each other, and I kind of backed off a little bit, let my coaches take over. But, I mean, from what I saw in the beginning, it was pretty accurate. I mean, I just was very confident in my training skills. I thought I was a good coach on there. I related well to all the ladies, and we did a good job.
So this week you made some headlines. I believe you were on a radio show in New York, and you were talking about the Anderson Silva kick. You called it amateur. And so can you explain and clarify what you meant by that?
Yeah, well, the way the question was asked was, because of Anderson Silva's injury, does that make you kick differently? And I'm like, no, that was a basic kick. It was an amateur move. Like, it's something, a low kick is something you throw in class, every day, all day. I'm sure Anderson Silva has done that a million times. So I'm just like, it's just a freak injury. It just happens. It's like when an NBA player goes for a layup and breaks his ankle. So I'm like, no, it doesn't change the way I kick. It's just, it's something that is an amateur move. I mean, it's something that's very basic that he probably done a million times. And I mean, Anderson Silva is one of my favorite fighters. I mean, I look up to the guy. He's a goat of our mixed martial arts sport. So would never disrespect him. It was just taken out of context how I said it.
And obviously a lot of, controversy or drama with, your coach and mentor, Duke Roufus, and some other fighters complaining, bringing up some old stories. You kept it pretty, quiet on that front. I mean, you've responded when asked, but deep inside, how much did all that bother you, especially so close to the fight where you almost wanted to come out and tell your side of things, because he has meant so much to you, I would imagine?
Yeah, I mean, I don't got to tell my story. People know. I mean, I say it every fight. First person I thank you, Duke Roufus. I'll put it like this. You go to a restaurant, the best restaurant in town, you go, 10 people go there, there's 10 different opinions, and that's what that was. A couple guys that were actually employees of Duke that got fired or had to leave on some different terms, waited for this story. That's what got me mad. They waited for this story to pop up, and then they try to attack. Why did you do this when he died in March? I mean, the story should be about Dennis. He lost his life in a kickboxing match. That's what we should be focused on. Let's fix that. Let's figure out how we can make that never happen again. And let's focus on that, not on Duke Roufus is a bully, the gym's, does this and this and this, and that's why this happened. It's not why it happened. There's so much more to it than that, why this kid lost his life. So his family has to go through here and all this. I lost my dad, so I know how that feels. And you want to point a finger at somebody, and you really can in this situation. It's just it's just a sad thing, man. That's all I can say.
In the gym, have you ever felt bullied or anything like that?
Never. And people, I was reading some of the stuff because it was so big. They're like, oh, Pettis gets treated differently. I don't get treated differently. I know that I'm a professional fighter. I go to this gym to be tough. Duke's very passionate about his teaching. So if he's yelling at me, it's because I need to get better because he don't want me to get my ass kicked out here in the octagon. Some people might take it a different way, but he doesn't yell at you and make you feel like a different person or something. He's like, hey man, do it this way because this is how it's going to help you in the fight. And I need that. Where I'm at, no one holds me accountable but Duke or myself. So I appreciate him, wanting me to win because if he didn't want me to win, then I shouldn't have him in my corner.
Two last quick things. You're fighting on the same card as your brother, Sergio. In the history of the UFC, do you know how many times that has happened?
I have no idea.
5 times. That's it. 21 years, over, 300 or so events. Does that mean anything to you? Does that change the vibe of this event at all, being on the same card as him?
No, man, it made it fun. Camp was fun. We lived together, so we cut weights together. We trained together. It's easier to do it with somebody, for sure, and especially my brother. So we got to talk. He had an off day, I had an off day. We talked it out, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. He's fighting very early. He's like at 4:30 in the afternoon, and I fight at night. So he opens the show, I close the show.
And finally, did you see that amateur fighter that tried the Showtime, the bubbly guy, if you want to call him that? What did you make of that effort?
I think it's cool to try it, man. If you don't try it, you never know what happens. That could have happened to me, too. All it takes is the wrong placement of the footing. So let's practice it in the gym a little bit more before you do it in a fight.
Any tricks up your sleeve for this fight?
Definitely. I got a lot of moves that I saw in his style that fits perfect. He likes to plot and walk at me, so this is a time I can open up with my striking.
Well, welcome back. Can't wait for your fight, and best of luck to you.
Thank you very much.